for fast, cheap, and reliable Madden 21 Ultimate Team coins. Make sure you guys go check out my sponsor, Easy Mutt. Use code VENOM at checkout for 5% off. Yo, what's up guys, Venom here back from another video, and today we bring you guys another run defense. You guys showed a lot of support on the one I did a couple of days ago out of 335 wide, so now I'm going to update the one out of Big Nickel over G, the gap shoot defense that's decently popular, but honestly it's a little bit underused in my opinion for how good it is. I'm going to go over how to gap shoot perfectly, as well as some adjustments I do that work in the pass game, but also still allow you to shoot that gap. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the content. About 77% of my viewers are not subscribed, so if that's you right now, you're watching, go ahead, hit that sub button. We're on the road to 15,000 subscribers, so yeah, definitely show your support. Also, follow me on Twitter. Link will be down below. If you have Twitter, definitely go follow me there. I'm trying to grow on there, so shoot your boy a follow. But yeah, overall, let's go ahead, hop straight into it. We got a couple of zone drop adjustments today, and we're going to set our curl flats to 20 and our flats to 5. The popular cover 3 shell zone drop adjustments that you should see online. Again, we're going to be out of this Big Nickel over G, so a couple of adjustments that you can do is go to that slot cornerback package. You can also go ahead and make a couple of adjustments. What I'm going to do is put a safety here at linebacker. Now, the defense really only works from this right middle linebacker, this right inside backer. So put your best player right here, put your best safety right here, and then this guy honestly doesn't really matter. You're not going to be shooting any gaps with him. So yeah, now the player running cover 3 sky. Now I actually got it to work out of like a 2-man under, if that's the route you want to go with. Did a video on that, but cover 3 sky is by far the best way to run it. Now, the offensive formation we're going to go against here is going to be the I-form slot stretch. This is becoming one of the most popular runs in the game. Overall, if you want to know how to stop Power O, that's the Nickel 335 wide video I did, but this is going to be more focused on this stretch in particular. Alright guys, anyways, here we are out on the field, and like I mentioned, I'm just going to start out with showing how to gap shoot perfectly, and then we'll tackle some of those backside adjustments in case your opponent passes. Because against the stock cover 3, these stock adjustments, it's going to be easy to throw a drag, which is all of these people out of I-form can know how to do. They're not going to really throw it downfield. When your curl flats are at 20 yards, it's going to be way too easy to move the ball through the passing game to where they wouldn't even run the ball to begin with. But hopping into this run D, there's a couple of things I might have to point out when they happen. So there's one animation that causes this run defense to not work, and it's where this right defensive end, this player right here, sometimes he will push inside, so he's going to push to the left, and that will cause the gap that you actually shoot through to be closed, and you won't really be able to get through it. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I think it really only happens with like bigger defensive ends, weight size. So obviously I subbed in a linebacker there to kind of prevent that, but I'm hoping that doesn't happen. If it does, you will notice it, and anyways, there is a way to prevent it, so it's not too big of a concern. But if it brings up, but if it happens, that's why. But again, we can completely get rid of it with our backside adjustments, which again won't be an issue at all. So for the base defense, you're just going to pinch your D-line and press. Overall, we're using this right side guy, and we're just going to kind of stand right here. Now, in online modes, you can definitely time it a little bit better just by kind of like moving your left stick up and down like this. Just time it better because he's moving. You don't have to go from stop to start, but in practice mode, I have to be completely still for the computer to snap the ball. So overall, I just have to stand still and then run. It'll still work, but you can get it even better is what I'm saying. So you're just going to kind of stand right here, wait for them to snap the ball, and boom, shoot through that gap pretty perfectly. Now, as far as tackling from behind goes, you definitely can get some weird animations. There's something I believe they kind of patched is where you'll be behind, you'll be tapping A, and then your opponent will, your user will kind of like stand still and like do nothing. I haven't seen that too much as of late, so I think they patched it, but yeah, you just want to get within like a step or two, and then you're just going to tap A, make that tackle pretty simply. Depending on how far away you are, if you miss time, you probably want to make X to make that play, but yeah, you see we're able to shoot through it pretty perfectly that first time. Again here, this is the animation that I was talking about. That's going to be pretty annoying if it continues to happen, but again, there's a way to tackle that. I'll show you just an instant replay so that you understand a little bit better, but here's a look. Take a look at this guy, Okariki. It's where the right tackle, he kind of picks him up late, as you see here. He's just going to shove him inside. So when he does that, like you see, I just don't get a clear gap Usually the best thing is going to be where the right guard kind of moves over, and you see how I am able to shoot through, but I still get through. I just get bumped at the last second, and I actually end up getting picked up by that right guard, oddly enough. So that's the one animation that's going to piss me off the most. It'll piss you guys off the most if this is the defense you run, but again, we have a way to fix it. Stay tuned for that. But yeah, that's the animation I was talking about earlier in the video, just to kind of put a name on it or an eye on it. But yeah, stand right here. There's not really a specific spot to stand through. You see, again, we got that animation. You see how we kind of like stopped. So if you're a second late, that's what will happen. Of course, now that I mentioned it, we're going to start getting that animation pretty much every time. But anyways, I'll just show it a couple more times and we'll hop into the actual defense. But yeah, he's getting pushed inside, of course. Once I mention it once, it's going to happen every single time. Labbing this, usually it'll happen like 1 out of 3 times in a normal basis, so I'll try and get it again without it happening. But yeah, I'll show it a couple more times. Again, that time he actually did get pushed in. It wasn't as aggressive as a push, so we were able to make the tackle, but you see it happening consistently. But there's a pretty easy way to get rid of it. I'll show it one more time. Let's see if we can get it cleanly, then we'll hop into our backside adjustments. So again, he gets pushed inside. Thankfully, the right tackle gets pushed so far that he actually picks us up, and he actually makes the play. But clearly my theory of a smaller guy at the end getting pushed did not work. So overall, you're going to probably have to do this if that continues to happen. Overall, online, I don't see that happening too often, but if it continues to happen, he's going to pick up chunk yards, and that's going to be something you have to do. But yeah, there's an easy way to get rid of it, and it'll help in the pass game. Not only will it help in the run game, but it also helps with our pass adjustments, as you would kind of expect. So what we're going to do is throw B in a hard flat. Actually putting him in a zone is going to cause him to kind of stand still or stand. He's going to go to the right for like a split second. I'll show the instant replay, but he's going to kind of hesitate. What that does is it's going to cause the right tackle to push him upfield, which is actually what we want. We don't want him to push inside. We want him to stand still, get pushed upfield. That's going to open the gap up for us to shoot. As far as the left side, we're going to put a hard flat with our linebacker that we're not using, Darius Leonard. So even though I'm only rushing 3 people, it works pretty much the exact same, if not even better. So I'm just going to stand right here and wait for Daniel Jones to snap the ball, sprint through there, and make the tackle. So you see a lot more cleaner. I'm never ever going to get the animation where he pushes inside when I put him in a hard flat, which is why I don't flip it. I don't put this player on the right in the hard flat and this the end on the left, because that would just cause it to completely not work. But yeah, focusing on this linebacker right here, you see it's going to be difficult to see, but yeah, we're going to snap the ball. You see how they're all going to go downfield immediately, and he takes a step to the right side. Eventually, he does pursue. But yeah, the right tackle is going to push him upfield. There's no way he's going to get that inside leverage. The right guard double teams DeForest Buckner as we want. It allows us to shoot through the gap. Also, Justin Houston, if you get someone really fast here, you can actually shoot off the edge. So get Sam Mills right there, and you'll be in business. But overall, way easier. The gap's going to be way bigger for us to make the play. And even with a slower safety on one of the best running backs, very easy tackle for a loss. So again, those adjustments were this. Just put those 2 players in hard flats. Again, it helps with the pass defense. And overall, it will benefit you greatly if you're getting the same animation that I'm getting. But again, you see, even with a later start, that time they snapped the ball, I wasn't even expecting them to snap the ball. Boom, made the play perfectly in the backfield. So yeah, I'll show this a couple more times. There's some other things that you can actually do with the defense that I'll talk about. But overall, this is by far the best run defense. Again, you see a late start. So just imagine online. I do recommend you go and practice this yourself. It would even be better if you had 2 controllers, which I probably should have done, where I could just snap the ball and time it perfectly. You'll get 5-yard losses at a time. But yeah, just the next level stuff that I didn't talk about in the first video. I didn't really ever get that animation in the first video, but that's something that we have to address now, and that's something that's a pretty easy fix. So again, he helps in pass defense, and now he's actually doing way more for us in run defense. Even when we do like get a slower gap like that, I'm able to shoot through it with a slow safety, 79 overall safety, and make the play. So I'll show it one more time, then we'll hop into some other theories that I have. Now, if you were to pass the ball, you did want a kind of more athletic or more agile user, so you can definitely throw him on a spy. Now, sometimes online, a little bit earlier in the stages of this run defense's popularity, I noticed when I put my user on like a blitz, it wouldn't work, so I think spy is the only thing you can do. Because sometimes when you put him on a blitz, his angle is going to be like kind of the left. He's going to cut to the left, but you don't want that. I believe spy should be fine. So put him on a spy. So in case they pass, I have all of my maximum speed and agility. So I'm going to stand here again. wait for them to snap the ball, and boom. And I don't know if it helps my speed on the run game, but honestly it might. He looked a little bit faster there to me. Not sure if you guys recognize that, but yeah, so you can put your user on a spy, which I probably should have been doing the entire video. Just kind of stand right here. Right here is probably the best spot, just like 2 steps behind him. Even with, again, a late start, able to tackle in the backfield with a better, secure safety. That's going to be a tackle for loss. Saquon is going to do Saquon things, though, so can't really be mad at that. But yeah, again, just the next level adjustments, putting that player in a hard flat makes all the difference. You haven't seen that animation once, even though, again, every run is going to be different. Overall, this tip definitely helps, particularly against this run. Not sure how other runs fare with the particular adjustments, but I believe the same kind of goes for all of these. Now, as far as some of the other theories I kind of wanted to try out, this is something that maybe I would do, where I would put this X defensive lineman in a bluff blitz, because if it's a pass, he's going to play that bluff blitz, but if it's a run, he's just going to come downhill pretty much immediately like you would on a normal blitz. So this is kind of something I thought we could do. 2-man rushes are pretty popular, and overall you're going to get pretty good coverage in the middle of the field, defending slants, drags, curls, whatever, but you're still going to get that good run defense. So we'll try it out. It could work, it may not work, but we'll see, and it still does work. So that's probably by far the best way to run it. I'm more of a 3-man rush guy myself, because I like my user against anybody, but if you have a pretty terrible user or a not good user, just throw that XD lineman in a bluff blitz. So if they pass the ball, you have extra help over the middle of the field, especially when you're playing the run, because you're always going to stand in the gap. Even if you kind of expect them to pass, you have to play the run first, so you can kind of get caught off guard. But you see, big gap, only rushing 2 people and our user, obviously, and perfect tackling. So overall, that's going to do for the video. If you guys enjoyed, again, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, as I mentioned. The link will be down below in the description. And yeah, peace. I'm out of here.